everyone. My name's Phil O'Brien. I'm a filmmaker of sorts from the Northern Territory, and good to be here on Outta the Can, and just going to talk a little bit about film and show some films and stuff like that, and a little bit of the background. And you know, I left school pretty early. I mean, I didn't get much change out of year 10, and I was off. And I always wanted to be creative, but it took me a long time to sort of get into film. It's quite a long journey, sort of, before I got around to having a crack. But I never got a chance to go to uni or anything like that, so I just had to learn on the job. So one of my first things to do with a camera, I got roped into working at the V8 Supercars in Darwin, and that was one of my first experiences. Like, I was in front of the camera. The person that normally did this bit of entertainment at the V8s couldn't turn up, so I got roped in. So all of a sudden I'm Mr. V8 Supercar. I don't know anything about it, but just take a tip from me. If people ask you to do something, you always say yes, and then you work out how to do it after. And that way you get sort of involved in different things, you throw yourself into different things. So this was one of my first adventures in film and entertainment. So I'm working at the V8s, and I don't know anything about the V8. So the bloke I was working for said, I think he worked out I didn't know much about it, and he said, look, just have energy. So I just want to show you this first clip. Pretty rough. I had a lot of energy. I think people, they didn't know whether to be entertained or ring the police. I had that much energy. And I'll just show you this short clip from one of my early years at the V8s, and the ambulance driver standing behind me, you can see he's pretty freaked out. Okay, race fans, Sky City Triple Crown 2009, it's finally arrived. The great race in the beautiful Northern Territory. What a combination. The best race in the world and the best place in the world. It doesn't get much better than that. But we've got a serious medical announcement. Serious medical announcement. You've probably heard of the swine flu, dengue fever, bird flu. There's flus everywhere. But that's nothing. Swine flu, dropping them like flies. They're dropping like flies, but hey, that's nothing compared with the new disease that's sweeping across the Northern Territory, and it's infiltrated Hidden Valley, and it's called the fever. Now, the correct medical term is V8 fever, but it's too late. We've all got it. We've got it. You can't beat it. We've got it. You can't cure it. You can't get rid of it. You just got to live with it. Now, I've been talking to the ambulance people here. They're very concerned. They told me, Phil, tell them about the symptoms. Now, the symptoms of the fever, everything smells like petrol. When you go out for dinner and you order garlic prawns and you smell them, they just smell like petrol. If you go to the petrol station and you're filling up your old four-wheel drive with diesel, it smells like petrol. And you think, wait, I'm filling up with diesel, but it smells like petrol. It's a symptom of the fever. You can pass wind, you can ring up your mates, tell them to come around and smell it, and they'll say, it smells exactly like petrol. That's the symptoms. And there's no cure. There's no cure. But a few things will ease the pain, a few things. Simple things. A 6-pack and 2 or 3 Tomo's pies, that works. A photograph with a beautiful grid girl, that brings relief. A signature of Craig Lowndes on your back, that sometimes eases the pain. The fever. V8 fever, it's here, Hidden Valley. Nothing we can do, we got it. Don't wear a mask, it's too late, we got the fever. Holding it forward, it's battling it out, Hidden Valley. We're going down to the black murky depths. Hidden Valley, the fever, it's everywhere. 2009, Sky City Triple Crown. Can you cope with the fever? Yeah, well, definitely had the energy, that's for sure. So I was learning as much as I could. I was taking it all in, watching what the camera guy did, and just trying to teach myself a bit more about the craft, you know. And so then while I was working at the V8s, I started to, didn't know anything about it, but I started to make out I knew about it. And well, that's when I knew I had a gift for bullshit. Smoking up the tyres and burning rubber, it comes from an old pagan ritual called smouldering the Shetland, right? Now, about 1,000 years ago, in England, in medieval England, blokes used to ride around in these little carts, right, and they were pulled by Shetland ponies. And on Saturday night, you know, after a few wines down at the tavern, all the young blokes would meet on the edge of town in the little carts with the Shetland ponies. Now, what they used to do when they used to perform the smoking the Shetland ceremony, one bloke would hold the Shetland pony and the other bloke would sit in the cart and he'd poke the Shetland pony with a stick, right? And he'd whip it and he'd poke it for about 5 minutes till the Shetland was really agitated. Now, the Shetland pony was freaked out, right? It just wanted to go. And after about 5 minutes of that, the bloke holding it would just let it go, right? And on the cobblestones, the Shetland used to just try and dig in with its little hoofs, right? And it'd be just digging in and it'd just be freaking out. And it couldn't get anywhere. It couldn't get any traction on the cobblestones. And its little Shetland pony hoofs would just start smoking up and they'd start smouldering, right? And for about 5 minutes, he couldn't get any traction. Then he'd finally get a bit of traction and he'd take off. And that's what they call smouldering the Shetland, right? But they couldn't do that for too long, see, because some of the Shetlands would get that wild and agitated, they'd just smoke up and their hoofs would actually smoulder and burn right off back to the butt, right? And the law enforcement officers of the day would run them off the road, see, not enough tread on that Shetland pony. So the young blokes knew they had to transform, smoking them up the front on the hoofs, they had to transform that power to the back, to the wheel somehow. It was a natural sort of transformation. Then the blokes knew it had to happen. So someone had a few more wines at the tavern and they went out and they invented rubber, right? They invented rubber especially for the purpose of smoking them up and doing decent burnouts. Now, you heard that first here at Hidden Valley. Well, anyway, I can't believe what I was getting away with. But I did a few seasons of the V8s before they finally ran me out of there. But I did learn a lot of stuff. Thinking on the spot, you know, the pressure when the camera guy says, you know, go, you got to come up with something. So it was a good apprenticeship. And another good thing in those early days, I don't know if you've ever heard of the word fixer, a fixer. Now, that when someone comes from another country or another culture and they come to the territory to make a film or a documentary, you know, it's like one culture to the other. They need someone in the middle, and that person's called a fixer. Someone who can sort of like guide them to what they need to do or where they need to go, sort of like a guide, just a local person on the ground. That's a fixer. So I went, you know, that was part of my apprenticeship as well. I was lucky enough to get a few jobs as a fixer because everyone in the territory knows I've had about 200 jobs, travelled all over the place, haven't got anywhere, but I do know the country. And so my first adventure as a fixer was with a American travel channel, and they were nice, did a couple of days, you know, watched how they did it. That was good. Then the next one was with Chinese, CCTV, China Central TV. Oh, big mob of them. And they were gung-ho. Good people, not a lot of English. Gung-ho. Like the first night, they hit the piss that hard. And I was probably leading the charge. But the interpreter got that pissed, he fell in the fire. And we got him out. But he burned his hands and his arms. And we had to put his arms in the esky like that and just prop him up. And, you know, the party went on. I was singing in fluent Chinese. And it was great. But we got him to hospital, so the next day, so we lost the interpreter, made it a bit tough. But the Chinese were great, they were gung-ho, you know. So I spent several weeks with them doing this big documentary called Journey to the Mystery Land. And it was really big in China. It was a really big hit in China. And I was watching how they did it, and they had a different take on things. So then the next phone call come from the BBC, rang me up. Oh, we need a fixer. Oh, we want to film on this cattle station. And they were doing a series called the Human Planet series. Big thing, big production. Yeah, oh, no worries. So ended up working with them at a mate's cattle station, and they did the Human Planet. Really good. They're really nice, really professional. Learnt a lot from watching them. But the best of the whole lot, the best film crew of the whole lot, this might surprise you, I don't know, but Filipino film crew come to do an outback Filipino love story. They were from the Philippines. I'm not sure, can't remember the company, but they've got a thriving industry over there. But they were the best to work with. They were beautiful people. They were generous. They got on like family. And I was the fixer. It was a great experience. And they made this film, look it up, it's called Love Me Again, Land Down Under. Beautifully shot. And I was like, yeah, doing a bit of everything, showing them the culture of the cattle, you know, how it's meant to look, and just being the shit kicker and helping out when I could. And so anyway, they needed someone to be in a scene. Because they had some big stars in this movie. Angel Locsin, she's like the Nicole Kidman of the Philippines. Piolo Pascual, he's like Tom Cruise in the Philippines. Big names. And so anyway, they knew I was keen to do anything, and they said, okay, we need someone in a scene, can you do it? And so I just about, you know, exploded. Yeah, you know, because I never say no. I just say yeah and then work it out after. But so I'm in the scene, and the scene was I had to come out of a shop and hand Angel Locsin, biggest star in the Philippines, a box of spare parts. And wow, that was probably the highlight of me career to date. And I just want to show you that small scene and just bring in the loop. One take, handed the parts to Angel Locsin. What a moment.
Good day. Good day. Good day.
Sabi niya yata, good day.
Pupunta pa ako sa tindahan para sa cattle supplies. Tapos may isa pa akong pupuntahan para sa tractor naman. Ipaalala mo sa akin mamaya yung para sa cattle medicines. Ihuli ko na yung bago umuwi.
If you need any more spare parts, just let me know. I'll get them in here for you.
Okay. Thank you.
No worries, mate.
I wait for it.
Okay, catch ya.
I wait for it. I wait for it. I wait for it.
Now, it was a humble scene, but now this is filmmaking. You know, you throw yourself in, and anything could happen. They finished that film, and it was a blockbuster in the Philippines. And they actually paid for me to go over and walk the red carpet with the big stars. And so I flew to Manila. I was shitting myself. I hate flying. I had to fly sober, which is just a horrible experience in itself. Hadn't ever been overseas. So anyway, made it to the Philippines to walk the red carpet as the bloke that handed Angel Locsin the box of spare parts, and there I was. So we're going down the red carpet in Manila, and the screaming people everywhere, just screaming. Angel Locsin, Piolo Pascual, a few more people, and then right at the back was me coming, just like freaked right out. And I think the crowd, I could sort of tell they were wondering, like, who is the honky coming up the rear? And well, anyway, they gave me a little cheer as I went past. You know, didn't really know who he was, but you know, when they watched the movie, they worked out, yeah, it's the bloke who gave Angel Locsin the box of spare parts. You know, one take. So that was a highlight up to that stage. And so I was there in the Philippines, hanging around there. The parties just went on and on and on. The after parties for this movie just were endless. And just let me tell you, they've got enough tequila in the Philippines, you know, to end mankind as we know it. It was an awesome experience, beautiful people. So I suppose just a bit of background stuff. When it was time to leave the Philippines, I didn't want to make the mistake of flying sober ever again, because it was traumatizing. So I had about 20 stubbies of San Miguel at the Manila airport before the plane departed, just to get in the zone that I needed to be. And okay, got the call, and I was pretty topped up, just quietly, and I went through customs, and the customs bloke recognised me as the bloke that gave Angel Locsin the box of spare parts. So that even, like, really, I was really excited then, and I'd had about 20 stubbies. So I get on the plane, and I'm sort of got a bit of Dutch courage, but I'm sort of still shitting myself a bit. So it was kind of a fusion. So anyway, get on the plane, big plane, lots of seats, you know, three, big whopping plane. And you know, anyway, the pilot kicks you in the guts, gives it a few revs, revving it up, and all of a sudden, it's night time, the motor stops, and all the lights went out. So it's completely black. It's blacker than the inside of a dead dog's guts, to be quite honest. And the captain reckons, sorry everyone, we've had a bit of a malfunction, we'll just be here for a while. Now, okay, so anyway, the 20 stubbies I've had have hit me bladder, and me bladder's telling me, hey, I can't hold it much longer. So things were pretty dire. I mean, I did not want to piss myself, you know, and then have to fly back to Australia. So it's pitch black, completely black, like being in a cave. And I knew the toilet was about halfway up, maybe. So anyway, I got up. I was busting. It was getting pretty touch and go, and I just had to walk along, feeling people's faces. Just walk along till I felt I was like at the toilet there. Could have been the cockpit for all I knew, but felt it. Went in, completely black, and so I just had to go by sound. So I just pulled the old fella out, and I just started like doing a left to right manoeuvre. Couldn't hear hit the bowl, so I had to do like a lawn sprinkler type manoeuvre, and I heard that she's right, she's in the bowl. So avoided a catastrophe there, and flew back to Australia, and it was a great, yeah, one of the early highlights of my career. So anyway, so I had a bit of experience, you know, watching people, learning, getting involved, and I'll have a crack at something. So I rounded up my mate Ben Tapp, the cattleman, and we were going to do a thing like Leyland Brothers type thing, and I'm just going to show you what we come up with, but I just want to warn you, it's so bad, the acting, this is so bad, this is the worst thing you've ever seen, and it's so bad, it's actually entertaining. It's so bad. Now Ben's a great cattleman, he's a legend, but his acting ability is a bit, he's probably got to work on it a bit more, and same with me. I mean, it wasn't coming that natural, so I didn't really want to play this, but I'm going to play it, because you know you've got to go through the process. You can't just come up with like a great film. You've got to do some pretty wild stuff. You've got to maybe some shit, some stuff that doesn't work pretty wild. You know, you just got to work your way up. It's like going down the road. Before you get to the end of the road, you got a bit of corrugation, a few potholes before you finally get to where you're going. So this is one of my first efforts. I don't even know if it's got a name, but it's me and my mate Ben Tapp and a few other people. But I've pixelated them out because I know they would not want to be seen in this film.
Hey, what happened to you? Oh, you're going to give me a hand with all that bloody fencing? Hey?
Yeah, sorry Ben. I've just been chasing romance.
What, again? What, any luck this time or what?
Well, it's been a rocky road.
Don't tell me you blew another one.
I met this girl down near Alice Springs and we really hit it off. So I got this bright idea to take her down to this spring for a swim. Things were looking really good.
Yeah?
So we peeled the gear off and we got in, and I tell you what, things were getting steamy.
Easy. That sounds all right.
So I thought I'd go for a bit of the old caress, and so I run my hand gently down her leg and I feel all these rubbery lumpy things down there. Leeches! The joint was full of them!
Oh, you're joking.
Well, after she slapped me, she took off and I never seen her again.
Fair dinkum.
And that's the way me luck's been running. But if you think that was bad, I decided to head back up here, right? And on my way back north, I stopped into Daily Water's pub for a beer, right? So I walk in and I meet this really sophisticated pommy tourist, and she's really nice. Butter wouldn't melt in her mouth. And she tells me, we're yarning away, and she tells me her dream is to see Kakadu National Park in all its splendour. And I said, hey, I can show you that country. I know it really well, no worries. So anyway, off we head.
True.
Things were looking really good, till she worked out I had an esky full of cold beer. Then all she wanted to do was crack cans. She was cracking cans like there's no tomorrow. I'd never seen anyone drink so much grog. So there we are at Kakadu. The moon came up and the stars come out, and I'm thinking the mood's set for love. Next minute I turn around and she's passed out, fallen off a chair, and she's choked down on the grass, laying there like an old crab.
Oh, geez. I hate that.
And I tell you what, she didn't mind passing a bit of wind either.
Just keep trying, mate. A bull like you can't live on grass alone.
Well, I hope that didn't scare the kids. I just want to tell you, my mate Ben, he's a great cattleman. In all fairness, his acting's a bit woody, but he is well known as the Iron Man of the Outback. And I just want to tell you a bit about him. He's actually approximately 6 times tougher than anyone else, and can do anything. And the thing with Ben, before anything happens in his life or any events, or the way he deals with everything is he rolls a smoke and then just analyses it, just has that smoke, and then he comes out with whatever direction he's going to go in. But it's always via that rolly, that smoke. That's how he works. And you know, like once he got gored by a buffalo. It went in 4 inches under his heart, and because Ben was so tough, he pushed himself off. He was impaled, but he pushed himself off. And as he was crawling out of the yards, the buffalo gave him the other horn up the arse about 4 inches. Now that would have killed anyone else, but Ben got out of the yard and then rolled a smoke, took it all in, and then asked for someone to take him to the hospital. That's how the bloke worked. And you know, anyone else would be dead on arrival, but he survived it. And another time, you know, when it come to romance, it was the same. I remember we were in the stock camp working for Ben, and he was in his truck, and there was about me and 10 young blokes, and we had this Irish backpacker turn up to work for Ben, and she was really quite pretty. So everyone's trying to impress her, telling her yarns and just trying to impress her, you know. And so Ben come down from his truck, just stood there next to her, and he just rolled a smoke, you know. Everyone went quiet. He just rolled a smoke and reckoned, well, you're coming up. That's it. Up she got in the truck. That's Ben. That's how he operated. He just rolled a smoke. Recently at a camp draft, he had a massive heart attack, fell off his horse, died for 8 minutes. They brought him back. He came back. I think he went to heaven or somewhere. They brought him back. 8 minutes he was gone for. When they got him going again, he got up, rolled a smoke, went to the bar and had a rum. That's the sort of bloke he is. Just a bit of backstory. This is the sort of characters that are getting around the Northern Territory. So if you're into film and stories and all that, this place is just alive with characters. Larger than life characters. So anyway, I stuck to the documentary idea. I didn't let go of it. That first attempt was a shocker. It was a Barry Crocker. And so kept working on it, and I refined it. So I had another go a little, you know, maybe a year or so later, and instead of trying to act with Ben as the Leyland brothers, I just let Ben just be a cattleman, you know, and I was sort of the host, and that worked okay. So I just want to show you a couple of clips from that. That was called Places, Pubs and People. You can see it on the net, and it turned out some great scenery, some great characters, and they played it on the TV somewhere. And so this is the first clip, is Ben flying his chopper. He's just wild in the chopper, just a gifted pilot. You know, to fly a chopper, you've got to do so many things at once. You got to do this, you got to do that. You have to have your feet doing the rudders. Well, Ben can do all that and roll a smoke. That's how talented that bloke is. So this is one bit about him flying the chopper to the music of the Bodgies, great pub band. And then the next clip is Ben telling the funniest story. Well, it's real. He heard 2 crows talking to each other. So that's a great little story. So these are from that documentary, Places, Pubs and People. It takes a mighty man to tame that vast, lonely country. But one man has risen to the challenge and against all odds become a legend. And he goes by the name of Ben Tapp, the cattle king of Mountain Valley. And with a backyard that stretches for 2 million square acres, Ben Tapp likes to let everyone know who's boss. Tell us about that time you heard the 2 crows talking to each other.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd bloody think I'm a bit mad if I tell you that one.
No, you reckon it was true?
Yeah. I reckon we heard them there talking there one day, and that one there, he's saying to the other one there, hey, they're the dead horse. They're the dead horse. And that other one went, where? Over there. And I reckon, I'll have his eye. And that other reckon, yeah, I'll have his arsehole.
I'd like to just show you another chunk from that documentary, Places, Pubs and People, just to show you, you know, the characters of the territory and the country. It really is a unique place. You know, it's only a small population, so you're always running into friends and people you know all over the place. It's a great community. And so this next chunk I want to show you features an old fella, Terry Baldwin. And he was like a pioneer of the area up the top end there, and a lovely bloke, full of energy. He recently passed away, but you know, I run into him a few years ago at the shopping centre in Darwin, and you know, he was so happy to see, and he was just so full of life. And he was, I don't know how old he was then. He must have been late 80s or 90, but you know, as he walked off through the crowd at the shops, he was just fist pumping, just so happy with life, just, yeah, couldn't get enough of it, you know. Incredible bloke, had an incredible life. So here's a chunk from the doco, and probably a bit of crazy stuff, and then leading into Terry Baldwin talking about his life. Really interesting stuff. So Terry, you come here as a pioneer. There was nothing here, just a couple of humpies,
Exactly.
a few antheels and a bit of spinifex, and you build it up. But the territory was a wild place, and people were just living wild and free, and
It was.
and rules could be bent.
All bent and twisted, no problem. And most people knew that, and that's the way it was. And still friendly,
Yeah,
and pay back a good deed, and so on and so forth.
yeah.
There were some real bad guys amongst it all, yes, that's a fact.
So you got the bar cut up and running. In the early days, what were the people like that used to drink there?
Fantastic. We used to put on a lot of dues.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, I'm a very shy guy. And it terrified me to get behind that bar, but I
Did it?
Yes. I'll never forget the first day. We had a sign out, now open. This guy came in the morning,
Yeah.
and I'm all over him like a rash. And he sort of, I could see him stepping back.
Your first
And
customer.
I said, have a coffee, you know, what could I get you? On the house. I forgot to tell him he was the first guy.
How
I
long-
think he thought I was crazy. He eventually shot through.
Did he?
He didn't know to stay
He just
long.
couldn't cope with
He
it.
thought I was a weirdy. And you've got to do these crazy things. I remember I always wanted to walk the bar.
Yeah.
So on my birthday one night, I had a look in to see there's not too many people. And I went again and got a lot of 20s.
Yeah.
No good getting big stuff. And I jumped up on the bar and we had a brass bell.
Yeah.
And I'm ringing that and ducking under the fans. And one guy, I hadn't even got down off the bar, this is Aussie, right? This is Australia. He rushed up the bar and he said, I'll have a triple rum. I said, no you don't, when I shout you have a single. You seen anybody shout to the bar? Publicly?
Not for a while.
No, they don't anymore.
Nah.
Don't do it much ever.
So you reckon if you're going to shout the bar, don't shout too much, just have 20s.
No, if it's going to cost you $1,000, have it in 20s.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of 50s and 100s. It's more impressive. It's a big bundle. It looks more. Salesmanship.
And this fantastic structure behind us, Terry, this was your first homestead?
That's right. When we came here, Bush built Humpy here with a dirt floor. We built this entirely with Aboriginal people and the whole of the station. Fantastic people.
How'd you make your money in those days? What were you running here, cattle or?
The place was covered in gold. Buffalo, black, like the grass.
Buffalo everywhere.
Everywhere. Cattle, quite a number. Crocodiles and barramundi, and we did the lot. It was a land of golden opportunities and gold wherever you like. And all you had to do was bend down and pick it up. Just go like that, a bit of sweat. Well, I lived here for 20 odd years. Then over the bark huts for another 6 years.
Yep.
As publican.
Yep.
And this was our drinking water in the dry season.
This beautiful billabong here.
Yes, it was our bath. We used to wash the clothes there.
Did you?
Yes.
Everything?
Everything. Down the end there,
Yeah.
I used to sit there, stark naked, washing, and the catfish nibbling your toes.
While you're doing the washing?
Yeah, absolutely. And one day, you can imagine how thick the buffalo were.
Yeah.
The people had a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
So there was a buffalo not far out, and the dogs got onto it. And they fight them off for a while. Then he run down, not far from me, and jumped into the billabong.
The water buffalo did?
Yes. Well, I grabbed my clothes and I'm watching it, and he looked around, turned around, and he had one eye.
Yeah.
And the blind eye was towards me. So I just took off, because if he'd have seen me, I think he'd have been after me.
He would have charged.
He was really steamed up.
Was he?
Yeah.
Says it.
Now this is.
The bark hut was iconic. It was a must-stop, have a beer place.
Yeah, it was the first one out of Darwin.
Yeah.
And the billabong here is the only croc-free, safe swimming east of the Stewart Highway.
Yeah.
So they could camp here for $1 a night. And,
Hey Terry, all this talk of hard work and the old days and stuff's making me thirsty. Any chance of having a look at this pub you built?
Absolutely, let's go and have a jug.
Let's go.
Okay.
Terry knew this place like the back of his hands, and so he should. It was those same very hands that built it. And his eyes shone bright as the memories come flooding back. And once again, he was out on the floodplain, doing battle with the great herds.
Fiction, but oh no, it didn't look good. Oh no, it didn't look good.
They're charging towards me. And I run up to a paperbark tree as thick as 2 thumbs.
Yeah.
And I fire. Telescopic sight will kill you. You cannot find the target in close range.
Yeah.
So I held it at my hip, bang, and it took him down the cheek next to me.
Yeah.
And he veered. Luckily, I'd have been dead. Now, that was 5 steps away when I fired. And as he went past, I slid one into the engine room. And away he went. Got about 70 metres, stopped, they wagged their tail, lift the back leg, and over they go.
Dead?
Got him through the engine room.
Yeah, cheers Terry.
All the best.
Thanks for showing us around.
No problem. Glad to see you.
Yeah, that was Terry Baldwin just talking a bit about his life and what a great bloke, what a champ. You can see that documentary, Places, Pubs and People. It's on the net. If you go to my website, thecampfiresinger.com, it's all there. I've made a couple of movies, which I talked about last time I was on Outta the Can. You can see them. A lot of interesting stuff there. Now, you know, filmmaking, that medium of film, I just want to talk about the power. You know, you can tell a story and you can put music in it. It's got power. You can influence people, or you can try to influence their emotions and stuff. And so a little while back I thought, well, I was so upset with the internet and you know, things like Facebook and stuff, the bullshit that's on there, the misinformation that, you know, certain media outlets spread, and certain politicians use misinformation as a tool. It was just, I thought, well, I've got to do something, I've got to say something, so I've got to use film to sort of get out there and get my message to the people. Yeah, I mean, I thought that after a few cans, I was going to save the world. But so here's a little one. It was my address to the nation. I thought, I'm not going to muck around just talking to a couple of people. I'm just going to talk to the whole country in one go. So I did an address to the nation, just warning everyone about the misinformation. So it's only a short one, but I just want to play that and just show you the power of film, or, well, I don't know if power is the right word, but you can get a message out there. That's what I'm trying to say. G'day, Phil O'Brien here, broadcasting from the luxurious opulence of the Annex. And I just thought, in my official capacity, it's time to talk about something that's really critical to the future of this country. Now, currently, we're getting bombarded with misinformation, spin, propaganda, and a fairly good sprinkling of bullshit. It's just flowing down on us like a tsunami. And people don't know if they're coming or going, or the truth is that far away, you can't see it. People wouldn't know a fact if it got up and bit them in the arse. That's the situation at the moment. Now, all this is attacking the fabric of our society. We want to move forward as Australians. We want to unite and move forward. That's what this country deserves. Now, we're getting held back by all this. Now, what's our defence? What can we do? Well, for one, as Australians, you owe it to yourself and to the country. Don't be so dumb, don't be so gullible. Fact check stuff, research stuff. Instead of just seeing a meme on Facebook and going off the handle as if it's God's gospel truth. Research it, look into it. It's probably bullshit anyway. And I'm sick of opening up the computer and seeing lifelong friends argue about stuff that is just bullshit. It's got no fact, it's just fake news anyway. And people are arguing about it. Now, in offices dotted around the place, there's groups of spin doctors pushing their barrows, right? And they're all patting each other on the arse. Oh yeah, I played this mob, I played that mob. I conned this mob, I put this bit of bullshit out and they all swallowed it. Another pat on the arse. Spin doctors, there's one on every corner. Now, you can get up and you can bullshit your guts out. It's not against the law. There's no law against bullshit, right? But there's also no law that says you've got to swallow it. Now, as Australians, we got to be better. We got to fact check. We got to research. We got to get informed. We got to unite. And whatever you do, don't get played. We're better than that. Thank you for your attention. Well, anyway, I'm not sure exactly how much of the population of Australia actually saw that or actually cared, but I got it off my chest. You know, a while back, I can't actually remember how many years back, but I was camped near Adelaide River and there wasn't a lot happening. I think it was the end of the wet season or something, and so anyway, I went down to the petrol station and there's a really nice Spanish backpacker working there, Christina. And, you know, this is film. It brings people together. This is the power of film. So I said, hey, you know, you're not doing much, I'm not doing much. Let's make a little short film. And she said, yeah. And so here's the film with Christina. And she proved to be an amazing talent, that girl. And this is called Into the Wild, because she was a Spanish backpacker in the top end, wild country, wild people. It's just her adventures, and it's a short film that's just got it all. It's got it all. It's got adventure, drama, it's got erotica. It's just got every emotion jammed into a short film. And so hang on to your undies. Here's Into the Wild, starring Christina, the girl that works down at the servo. So the sun's getting a bit low, and it's that time. So thanks a lot for having me, and it's been great. Thanks to Community TV for putting on this show, and Out of the Can, and the boys, Wombat and Goose, for giving us a chance to spruik me stuff. And if you want to see any movies or something, or any of me stuff, it's on the web, thecampfiresinger.com. Plenty of stuff there. It's a bit corrugated, but some of it's entertaining. So I don't know about Out of the Can, but I'm getting into a can. Cheers. Oh yeah.